Hi, this is Keith Bryant from Global SMT and Packaging, and I'm here at SMTAi 2021 with Dave Raby from STI, and also a heavily involved member of SMTAi. And our first conversation is going to be his pet subject, which is PanPack 2022. So, welcome, Dave.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, first obvious question. PanPack 2022 is going ahead, and we seem to have quite a good level of papers and a good level of interest. So how pleased are you?
I am cautiously optimistic. I am happy with where we are. I'm happy with where we're headed. I know there's still some trepidation or some people from various countries that are having travel issues on getting there. I'm sure it will get better between now and then, but when that happens and compared to when you buy your plane ticket, that kind of thing, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But the conference is looking good.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge holiday destination, so yeah, I think everybody hopes for all sorts of reasons that it's going to open up fairly soon.
Right, and a benefit that it's got both from presenters and from attendees is, since we didn't get to have it last year, there's that pin-up demand that everybody, you're right, everybody is wanting to go.
Yeah, and if you get a chance to go somewhere to a conference, then Hawaii's got to be a good option.
Hawaii in February is not the worst place to be.
Oh, definitely. I know. I can attest to that personally, having been there. I won't say a lot of times, but a few times. Definitely not enough times, but a few times. So yeah, it's good that everything's looking good for us.
Yes. So now, like I said, we're putting the speakers together. The program. We always have one subject that we talk more about than others, but then it's kind of a eclectic mix on the topics. And this time there's a lot of talk on quantum computing.
Yeah, which is a new topic for a lot of us, if we're completely honest.
I am, it's something I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
So if you want to ask me about quantum computing here in this interview, I've told you everything I know already. So I'm looking forward to sitting there and learning about it.
Which is good, because I've given you all the questions.
Okay.
Everything works out well. But no, I think it's really great to have a focus on something like that. Because, dare I say it, PanPack tends to attract quite a high level of audience because of the place, and it's not the easiest of places to get your boss to sign off on.
Right.
And it's something that those guys are all going to be really interested in, because it's been described as a very hot topic in a lot of areas.
Right.
And I know already that we've got people there who are going to talk about it that can actually explain to us what it is and why.
Right.
So to have that much in a conference, I mean, that's going to be the area that's going to be packed for sure. Right.
I'm looking forward to that. And then we get into all the usual subjects, and I'll say the usual subjects of the microelectronics and a topic near and dear to my heart is cleaning and cleanliness testing and that type of thing. That'll be covered there. There will be, I'm drawing a blank right now on exactly the topics that are out there, but it'll be a good solid conference from the microelectronics side and the assembly side. And we get the bonus feature of, we always have some people there as speakers that are using our products and maybe stretching it out to the next level. So you get to see, my customer right now is doing this, but I've got there's a potential customer out there that wants to take this out this way, and they've even got some ideas of how to make the technology go there. So it's always interesting. You always learn something, and like you said, it's a hard. For some companies, especially the ones that haven't been before, it can be hard to get somebody to sign off on going. So a lot of times the people that are there tend to be the senior people. And they're giving out some ideas that we might not have thought of before. And
I have to say, when I first went to the conference, I was not expecting it to be like it was. And in terms of technology and in terms of networking, it's by far the best place that I go in the world.
Oh, the networking is incredible because you're basically locked in a hotel with these people for 4 days.
Yeah, okay. And before anybody gets nervous, it's a big resort hotel,
right?
Normally with 1 or 2 golf courses.
Yes, locked.
When you say locked in a hotel during COVID, people get a little bit nervous.
Fair point. Locked in is relative term. Large resort, golf courses, beaches, all that kind of thing. But you have dinner in the same places. You hang out.
You all mix together for the whole length of the conference.
Much more than. Here in Minneapolis, we all meet for this, and then we all go our separate ways at night. And
it's to be honest, it's always been. I mean, I love Productronica. I go every 2 years.
Right.
But people are spread all over Munich.
Exactly.
So if you walk through Munich in the evening and you happen to bump into somebody that you know, it's luck.
Right. Where
you go to Pampak and you bump into somebody that you know. There's likely to be 6 other people that you know sat at the same table.
Exactly.
And that for networking, it's
right because
really
you really do get to know the people there. Then when it's that case.
I've made really good friends in the industry because of Pampak.
Right.
And let's be absolutely honest. For a lot of our businesses and a lot of our, let's say, support networks within the industry, it's a great place to be, and it's a great place to make contacts.
Yes.
Okay, so having done Pampak, and as you mentioned cleaning, you have a joint venture with the wonderful guys at Kaizen.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Okay. Company is called, like you said, it is a joint venture between STI Electronics and Kaizen. It is for seeing how clean your circuit board is. We're doing SIR testing and all the analytics that go along with that. SIR testing is always something that has been done in a lab somewhere, and we're now putting it out on the shop floor. So you can actually monitor your boards during your production day, as opposed to sending them off and getting the results back a week later. So it is a very accurate test. I'm not the technical guy on this, so we have people that are a lot smarter than I am that can answer your specific questions. But the testing that has been out there was designed back a long time ago. I mean, and when I say a long time ago, like 70s or 80s. And as we all know, the electronics world has changed a lot since then. We used to have through-hole components that stood up off the board. Now we have leadless components that set down flat on the board, and the chances of contamination or something like that are much greater and much more devastating.
If you're going to have contamination on the board, it's going to be in a place that you can't see it, and it's hard for the material to fully cure if it needs to fully cure.
Exactly.
And it's definitely very hard to get something in there to test it.
So you've got to develop the processes and trust that process, and part of that developing that process is making sure you're getting rid of any of the bad stuff that's under there, or that's under those components. So we're giving you a way to do that can be much more real time and much more accurate.
Because it only takes a reflow machine to drop a few degrees and things, and what wasn't a contaminant has suddenly become a massive problem stuck underneath something that you can't get to easily.
Exactly. And just by the way those work, it would be nice if it would cause it to fail a test before it went out the door, but in reality it's probably still going to pass that test. It's going to fail the test when your airplane is required to make
do
a
something.
maneuver
Yeah.
or something, or your electric car or your self-driving car is required to do something,
Yeah.
and that's when the contaminant has finally reached its breaking point.
Yeah, and it's eaten through a nice piece of copper on a via hole, and suddenly something goes open circuit and the whole board fails.
Yes.
And then the whole thing that the board's in fails, and then it becomes a
Right.
major problem.
Yeah. Then you really wish you would have checked it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like you guys have definitely got the right product at the right time, because we're seeing more and more of low standoff components, and
Right.
we're seeing greater densities of packaging, and with lead free you're running higher temperatures
Right.
anyway. So but basically everything's playing against not having any, or at least not being able to find contamination on the board, and you guys are the ones in a position to be able to fix the problem. And the bit that I like most is I live in the X-ray world.
Okay.
And I fought for a long time because X-rays lived in the quality control department
Right.
within an organization, but they measured the stuff that was going on the production lines.
Right.
And we said for a lot of years that basically pick the machine up, put it where it needs to be used, train the guys on the production line to use it,
Right.
so that they don't have to bring a board to the quality manager, and the quality manager can then look at it. And you guys have got exactly the same philosophy. Let's do the testing where the work happens.
Right. And traditionally, the SIR test has been a week long, or 168 hours. Officially, it still is, but we can usually tell you within an hour or two if you're failing.
Yeah.
Now, you probably want to run the test longer just to make sure nothing changes.
Yeah.
But if it's failing in the first hour or two, it's not going to get better.
No. And basically an alarm can go off then rather than
Right.
wait 168 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that sounds really good, and thank you very much for your time, sir.
Okay. Hey, thank you for having me. Thanks for what you do here.
Always a pleasure.
And look forward to seeing you in Hawaii.
Oh, I'm looking forward to trying to get there.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
All right.